All right, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to try to keep it quick because the concepts are all the same. But instead of making one box plot, we're going to be making two, and we're going to be using these box plots to compare, in this case, two different forests. Okay, so easy enough. Easy enough. So Vitavu and Medbo are both homes to the lazuli bunting, which is this very pretty blue bird right here. Obviously. In fact, I went camping a couple of days ago and saw a ton of them up in Vitavu, and so that inspired me to go find some data regarding them and use it as an example. So that's that. Also, that might have been a little loud, so I'm just going to push the microphone back just a little bit. Okay, so real data. This is a subset of data that I found from both Vitavu and Medbo. I'm kind of summarizing them just a little bit. But that's the general idea here. So, the Forest Service thinks that, since these two places are so different, Vitavu is a bit flat with more shrubs and bushes, whereas Medbo is more mountainous with more trees. The Forest Service thinks that, they're probably going to have different counts of this bird in these two different places. But we want to double check and actually visualize those differences. So, what they did was they divided each area, Vitavu and Medbo, pretty much into 7 smaller chunks, and then counted, the frequency of these lazuli buntings, and then recorded them. And now our job is to make a box plot for both of these, right? So we can see the difference. And what we'll do that's slightly different is we'll put them on the same axis. We'll put them on the same figure, just so we can see the differences a bit more, okay? There's also one slightly new thing in this example too that I want to go over. It's nothing crazy, just a small technicality. So we will just get straight into it. So what I'm going to do, let's see. Yeah, here's what I need to do. We'll do the 5-number summary for each, and we'll do it on a separate page, just so it does not get all busy, because that's very easy to do. Oh Lord. Okay, cool. Put it right there. All right. So the 5-number summary. The 5-num sum. The 5-num sum. Everyone's favorite. It's my favorite. Okay, and that's just going to be a minimum. That's going to be Q1. The median, Q3, and the maximum. And we'll do our outlier work down here too. So let's get into it. And actually, I'm now kind of realizing, here's what I need to do. I need to move all of this down just a little bit. Great. Okay, so let us do it. So the median is going to be the easiest one to find first, because that's just the middle point, right? And in this case, it's even easier because we have a real middle point this time. We whittle away. Check it out. 21. Easy enough. Right smack dab in the middle. So we'll just write, we will just write that down, okay? And then what we want to do is we want to find Q1 and Q3, the 25th percentile and the 75th percentile. Now, what you're thinking probably is that, all right, since this is my median, let me use a different color here so we can kind of see that better. There we go. Since 21 is the median, maybe I just take these 3 and 13 would be the 25th percentile, and maybe 24. Okay, it's actually a little different than that. Little different, right? Because we haven't had a data set like this yet. It's not too bad, though, I promise. All you have to do is include the median in both of these sets of data, okay? And that's it. That's it. It's really nothing too crazy. So what I'll do instead is I'll just rewrite 7, 13, 18, and then 21. So that's the median. And then do it again. Gosh, did somebody just... Crazy. My neighbors are so loud. There's a really old guy who lives across the street, and every time he pulls out of the driveway, his car just bottoms out. Okay, anyway, that's just a small look into the life of Carson at my house. Okay, so the take home here, and this is what I mentioned earlier, is that when you are making this Q3, when you have a perfect median like this, you have to include it in both of the sets of data for Q1 and Q3. Okay, and then after that, it's the same process, right? So we whittle away, and then now we get to two numbers, right? And so it's the same process there. 13 plus 18 divided by 2. And let me get the old calculator out. 13 plus 18 divided by 2. That's 15.5. And in fact, that sounds like it's going to be important. I'm going to do it in purple just so we can see. And I'll write it down here. All right. And then same thing, same deal over here. Where we whittle away. We grab these two, right? Because that's all we're left with. 22 plus 24 divided by 2. I already know this. That's going to be 23. And I will double check it just in case. But that is simple enough. And I did it again. Did it again. All right. 23. Okay, cool. Cool. No doubt. And then what do we want to do next? Well, the minimum and the maximum, in our case when we're making box plots, we also need to include outliers, right? So let's go ahead and calculate these outliers. Let me do it in this color. We haven't used this one yet, I don't think. Ooh. Okay, so outliers. We'll do the small outliers first. And recall that is, let's see, Q1 minus 1.5. And then the inner quartile range, or Q3 minus Q1. Okay, so that's simple enough. Okay, so that's going to be 15.5 minus 1.5 times 23 minus 15.5. Okay, and then 15.5. And I do all of this real quick. Feel free to fast forward this. I say it all the time. But it's okay if you do fast forward it, because I know you have a busy life. I know you do. All right, here we are. So that's going to be 4.25. Okay, so that's easy enough. And then for the larger outlier, do I have enough room? Oh, man. For the larger outlier, same deal. But we're working with Q3 instead. So Q3 plus 1.5, and then the inner quartile range, or Q3 minus Q1. Word. Okay, so that's going to be 23 plus 1.5, and then it's going to be the same thing that we did earlier. Whoa. Great. Okay. And then I'm just going to change this in my calculator to 23 plus, okay, and then that is 34.25. Good Lord. Okay, cool. And so these are not the minimum and the max, right? This is only a criteria, kind of like a test sort of thing, right? So do we have any values below 4.25? It looks like no. Okay, what about above 34.25? Also no. Okay, so that's sweet. That is sweet because that means that our minimum and our maximum are going to be actual minimum and maximum. So we'll just write that as such, right? So the smallest value, 7. The largest value, since everything is in order for us, which is so nice, that's going to be 30. And that's it, right? We can find the mean, but they didn't ask us to, so we won't do it. Okay, so that's fine. That's all good. Do we need to do anything else? Looks like that's it. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm making a new page. Going to grab this in now. Come on down. All right, let's go down. No, come back. Oh, my God. Fast forward through this. Get out of here. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Great. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh my God. You are seeing me struggle. Okay. I'm alive. I did not just have a stroke. So let's just ignore all of that. Let's get back to it. Okay. So it's the 5-num sum, right? Just gracefully written. And that's all they asked for. So minimum. Q1, median. Q3, maximum. Man, all right, sweet, no doubt. And then we'll work on the outliers down here too. All right, so we know. Let me get the colors correct here. Light green, maybe a neon green. All right, so the median here, we just cross them out. 29 is our median. Pretty sweet. And then, since that was our median, we have an actual value for the median. All we need to do is write out 15, 25, 26, and 29. And then whittle away. We're left with these two, 25 plus 26 divided by 2. That's going to be 25.5. So that's going to be, it's going to be right here. Okay, same deal on the other end. So 29, that's our median. We have to include it. 34 plus, not plus, we're just writing out numbers. Okay, so that's that. So whittle away. Here we are, 34 plus 35 divided by 2 is 34.5. Cool. Look how fast that was. Dang, somebody just texted me. I'm so popular. Okay, and then outliers. Okay, so, oh Lord. See, I think I used this color. Outliers. Okay, so small outliers. Q1 minus 1.5. Inner quartile range. Okay, so that's going to be 25.5 minus 1.5. And then 34.5 minus 25.5. Man, a lot of 0.5s here. Okay, so what we want to do, just plug and chug that into the old calculator. 34.5 minus 25.5. All right, that's 12. How about that? And then over here, we'll do the large outliers. We'll be consistent. So that's Q3 plus 1.5. So make sure that you don't get that all mixed up, because it can be very easy to forget that small difference. All right, and then same deal. This is 34.5 plus 1.5. 34.5, so it's the same here, 25.5. Good Lord. Okay, beautiful. 34.5 plus, 1.5. 34.5 minus. Cool, no doubt. Tight. All right, sweet. So now, do we have any values here under 12? It looks like no. Do we have any values here over 48? Also looks like no. So we have no outliers. We have no outliers again. So everything here is more or less kind of expected, right? There's nothing crazy happening on, right? Nothing crazy. Okay. So that means that our true minimum here, is 15. And then our actual maximum is 41 there. All right. Easy enough. Okay, so here's what we need to do next. We've got the 5 number summaries for both, it looks like. Very cool. Forgotten some of the colors here, but that's okay. I'm going to start a new page. Beautiful. And then we'll just grab this one. Copy. Come on over. Paste. Beautiful. And then do the same thing here. I mean, the wind is really blowing. Sweet. Beaut. All right, and we'll just label it real quick so we know. So this is Vitavu, and this is Medbo. Cool. All right. No doubt. Okay, so we're going to make a box plot like we normally do, except we're going to change one thing just slightly. So it's going to look like this. And now usually we don't use we usually don't use a y-axis, okay? But in this case, we will. But all it's going to denote is the different places. Different places. Okay? So one's going to be right here. One's going to be right here. The order does not matter. We'll say that this one up here is Medbo. And we'll say that this one down here is Vitavu. Okay? And that's it. That's all you have to do there. Okay? And then, pick an axis tick mark scale that you think is good. I think that 5 units of 5 increments is all right. So we'll go, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Actually, you know what? I'm going to spread this out just a little bit. Fast forward, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Beaut. All right. Jeez. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Now, I think that's, let's see, the highest one was 40, actually, 41. So we're good. We're going to have a little bit of extra at the end, but that's fine. All right. So which one do we want to do first? We'll do Vitavu, I guess, because that was the first one that was measured. We'll use the blue one here. All right, so the median is 21. And I'm just going to draw right here, just like that, right? I'm not going to go all the way up or whatever. I'm going to keep it sort of divided like that. Okay. Get out of here. Beaut. All right, so that's 21. We'll do Q1, 15.5. So that's like right almost on the line. So put it right there. And then Q3 is 23. So that's like, wait a second. Yeah, that's like right here. Gosh, it's like right there. Okay. And then we'll box that in. Cool. And then, let's see, our minimum was 7, so it's way down here. Way down there. Connect. And then our maximum was 30. That's pretty cool. And then we'll connect that. Cool. All right, and then it's the same process. Same process for Medbo. We'll just use a different color here. We'll use this purple. I like that color. All right, so that's going to be a median of 29. And actually, I'll scroll it up just right there. Okay, perfect. Median of 29. So it's like right there. Okay. Right there. Great. And then Q1, 25.5. So we'll put it like right there. Pretty much on the line. 34.5. Do you hear the wind? I think my house is about to fall down. Okay. And then, so 34.5, that's Q3. Put it right there. And we'll go connect, make that nice box, and we'll draw the whiskers. So our minimum is 15. Whoa, way down here. Way down here. Connect that. And then 41. Easy enough, right? Okay, and that's it. That is it. Actually, almost it. We know that labeling our axes or our axes are important. So this is number of lazuli bunting. Beaut. All right, that's it. That's it. Now, we can make some comments on this. It's all sort of subjective, and I might miss something, which is fine. You might grab something that I don't. But what do we notice? Well, we see here that there's quite a bit of overlap between the two. There's a little bit of overlap. And that is fine. We see that medicine bow, the overall sort of whole picture, the whole scale here, is sort of shifted over to the right. So that's just saying that there's more birds over at Medbo than there are at Vitavu. That's okay. But maybe one thing we notice is that, there are more, I guess there are less birds, lazuli buntings, per sort of 7 units or whatever, or per unit, than there are at Medbo, right? So we see that there's quite a bit of fewer counts here than we saw here, right? So that's okay. The medians are also in different places, right? Respective to the whole shape here. The median is kind of far over here toward the right, whereas maybe for the for the medicine bow area, it's a bit more, symmetric, which is fine, which is good. Okay. Anything else? We have no outliers, so that's okay. That's good. Outliers aren't bad. Again, they tell just as much of the story, if not more, than the other data points. I think this is fine. I think this is good. So the kind of general take home here is that there are more counts of lazuli buntings at Medbo than there are at Vita Vu. There are, smaller counts per unit at Vita Vu than there are at Medbo. That's fine. The medians are in different places. That's all right. That's okay. And then, that's that, I'll say. So there might be a few things that you caught here that I did not discuss, and that's great. That is awesome. But for now, I will just leave it at that, and I will see you next time.